Hello and welcome. My name is Eric Rodriguez. This is my presentation on my educational research project, Classroom Lab Management Software and Higher Scores. Some background information. InterCLASS Classroom Lab Management Software is a very powerful software tool that technology teachers are using more than ever because of the great benefits it offers, like remote live demonstrations, instant testing creation and delivery, screen capture functionality, and of course, behavior control. In the past, we have used technology of all kinds to support courses that were mainly state tested courses like the science, the readings, the math, English language arts, and we have seen a correlation between using said tools and achieving higher test scores. But we have yet to test out these tools, especially tools like CLMS software, in those technology courses themselves at the middle school or high school level. Is there a perceived benefit? Do students get higher test scores on technology classes when using these types of software? Five scholarly journal articles were selected to plan my educational research project. Article 1, Capturing Lessons Using Screen Capture Software, focused mainly on the college level. The study found that the main perceived benefit of screen capture software to the students was that it allowed for them to rewind and go over material on their own. Qualitative research was conducted and personal interviews and observations were done. Students were also mentioning that the way the software kept their attention in class was a big factor in why they preferred this teaching style and tool versus traditional methods. Now, remember, screen capture software is one of the benefits that classroom lab management software contains. The second article, Student Reactions to Classroom Management Technology, also focused on the college level, and it involved the use of Moodle, which is a type of classroom lab management software tool. A casual comparative study was conducted with 100 students, and it found that the researchers' hypothesis was supported in that academic self efficacy was positively related to the internet self efficacy. They sent out web surveys through convenient sampling techniques, and like the previous article found, the control it gives students is the most important factor in favoring this tech tool. The third article, Teacher Effectiveness Related to Technology Implementation, was to get the perspective of the teacher, not the student. The leading hypothesis proved to be not supported because for the high school classes studied, simply using technology in the classroom did not yield higher test scores on the Texas STAR exam. They mailed out surveys and it gave them insight into how teachers use technology, which is what made the difference between proficient and non proficient scores on the STAR exam. Interesting to note that it is not if you use the tech tool, but it is how you use the tech tool that produced higher test scores than the ones that did use the tech tools but did not use it successfully. The fourth article, The Impact of One-to-One Laptop Use and Math and Science Course, was a research study done over a span of 2 years with 6th, 7th, and 8th graders at the middle school level. A pre-test, post-test control group design was done, and using laptops every day in a one-to-one setting did produce higher scores for the Mid-Atlantic State Assessment exam for those students. So, with all these studies offering varying levels of success in using technology tools in both Common Core and other classes, I chose a correlation or research study to see if a relationship could be established between computer classes at the middle school level with and without classroom lab management software and HTML exams. Two classes would have been chosen to meet the minimum of 30 participants of a correlation or relationship study. Each class would have 30 students for a total of 60 participants. Since the participants are underage, we will need to obtain parental consent, and the accompanying survey would be given with a Likert scale. We will then use data from the cross-sectional survey and the end of the year HTML exam to get a correlation in terms of Pearson R. The time frame would be 4 months from the time the teacher starts teaching HTML code to the classes and the time the exam is given at the conclusion of introducing HTML code with the student. Following the results of other studies, it should follow that with this study, it will yield a positive relationship and our hypothesis proven correct. There is an increase in HTML exam scores when using classroom lab management software. For complex subjects that have not been introduced to students, using CLMS provides a benefit in scoring than not using it at all. For further consideration, we will need to expand this study to a bigger geographical area to account for the exposure of such concepts and tech tools that these students might have versus others because of their socio-economic status. Some of the key concepts that I have learned this year in class is that for quantitative studies, surveys are a quick, cost-effective, and easy way to get them out. The problem, though, lies in the completion rate, but with tools like SurveyMonkey, it is a lot easier now than back in the day when mailed surveys were very common. Also, we need to remember that the IRB board needs to be consulted to make sure that our studies are ethical and appropriate. Getting their approval can save you lots of legal and financial troubles later. And last but not least, remember that when choosing a sample, define your sample first, as that is very important to ensure that you are targeting the right audience and you'll avoid sampling error and bias later on when you're fully embedded into your study.